everyone, welcome back to the CottageCutz YouTube channel. This is Marla, and today I have a faith-based Easter card featuring the Easter Cross with Flowers die set that's part of the spring release, available now in the Scrap and Cottage. Here's a look at that die set. It does come with 2 layers of the cross, and then there are some floral pieces. I did not use the sentiment set, which is the faith sentiments to the left. I thought I might use them, but I ended up going in a different direction. I'm using that die to cut out from white cardstock the images, and I'm going to do this twice because I do, number one, I need extra flowers, and number two, I wanted to really layer up that cross so I had a nice chipboard feel. If you've watched my videos on the channel before, you do know that I like to add dimension in some way typically, and the CottageCutz dies always allow me the opportunity to do so. I have a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch cardstock. I did create that hillside stencil using some Duralar material, and I'm going to lay this sun ray stencil over the top, use some purple tape to tape it down, and we're going to create a beautiful sunrise. I chose to go with oranges and orange pinks because I thought that typically when I go to Easter Sunday service, I watch the sunrise. I didn't want the blue sky. I wanted to show that radiating sunshine coming through. Using my blending brush, I am adding those sun rays with a Bellini. This is from Catherine Pooler ink. And then I'm going to use what's left on my brush to add the sun at the bottom. I'll blend that out with a beautiful pinky peach. This one is called Do-Si Do. And once I get this blended, we'll flip over our stencil, use the part on the right to mask off our sky, and we're going to use some In the Park green to create our grass. Now, Catherine Pooler inks are water reactive, so I am going to be able to get that splatter when I add water to it. So I do off camera add a little bit of water to the palm of my hand, and then I clap over the top of the background, and that's going to give me these nice little water splatters all over the background. I'll cut down this piece of cardstock to 3 1/2 by 4 3/4, and then I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of it, and I'll mount it onto a piece of black cardstock. So I kind of moved ahead there, and the reason for that is I did want to announce the winner from my last video. If you watched that video, I was giving away the Spring Sentiments die. The winner from that is Teresa Kellum. So Teresa, congratulations. I'll have Mary Marsh's information linked in the description box below. Please contact her and let her know that you're the lucky winner of the Spring Sentiments die. While I was chatting, I used some of that Bellini ink on the edges of the larger cross, and then I used some pink champagne for the ornate cross. I'm going to dip it into my Versamark ink, add some bridal tinsel embossing powder. This is clear embossing powder that does have a nice little sparkle, so there's a little bit of glitter in there. I doubled up, as I had mentioned, the bottom layer of the cross right there. I'm going to heat set this, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the second layer. So ultimately, this cross is going to have 4 layers. It's going to give me nice dimension and a very sturdy cross to add to my card front. Now, if you are interested in winning this Easter Cross with Flowers die set, all you need to do is make sure that you're a subscriber to the CottageCutz channel. We would absolutely love for you to subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified whenever we do upload a new video, which is on every Wednesday, and also like the video and leave a comment. So let me know if you are somebody who creates faith-based cards. You certainly could create this background and add Easter bunnies to it, and instead of flowers, little tiny eggs. There's a lot of different ways that you could use a background such as this if a faith-based card just isn't your jam. I added a piece of corrugated paper, so I did use a paper crimper to create that corrugated look on that minty green layer. I did cut that layer to 4 5 1/4, and then my card base is 4.5 by 5.5. I'm using some other Catherine Pooler inks. I started with I believe the Do-Si-Do. I added a little bit of Pucker Up, and then I added it really intensely to the bottom layer. Finally, I'm going to finish off, bring in a little bit of lavender, which is called Serenade, and I'll build my flowers off camera. For my sentiment, as I mentioned, I thought I was going to use one of the die cuts, but I chose to go with a sentiment from my stash. I didn't take out my foam piece, and I probably should have, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of compression stamping to get this nice and solid from my Misty. I've used the sentiment that says He is risen, and I believe I did use that Pucker Up ink again to stamp my sentiment. I'm going to glue my cross to the center of that sunrise, and then we're going to start adding flowers. So I took note of how the flowers were applied using the packaging from CottageCutz. That's one thing that you can always count on, is that they will give you some ideas on the front of their packaging. So I did go with the 3 cluster like they had. I thought I might add some additional flowers to the cross, but instead I decided that I was going to add them to the bottom of the grass. Now I added that one flower over the eye to kind of make it look like a tittle. It looks like it's overlaying on the eye, but when you see the close-up, you'll see that it is just slightly above. I'm going to add these flowers all around, and once I get these adhered, I wanted to add a little bit more sparkle and shine to this card, so I am going to take some diamond stickles and I'm going to go across all of the sun rays, and that's going to give me that nice sparkle. It's going to complement the embossing on the cross, and that will finish my card for today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. I would love to hear what you think about my card. I'm going to show you the layer and the dimension, and then I'll show you a close-up of the finished piece. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.